Olalekan Adeeko. I studied computer science education in the university, Taishulan University of Education to be precise. I finished with first class. I'm in the process of completing my master's degree in information technology. But before proceeding to the university, I had my AC at the Federal College of Education where I studied computer mathematics. I also finished with
Ẹ
distinction
jẹ́ ká lo option 2 ní pé tó bá jẹ́ pé name la fẹ́ select.
as a teacher in the secondary school for 15 years and then at the Ministry of Education for 2 years before resigning to focus fully on promoting my own edtech firm that I co-founded with my friend Hayo. So what we do basically at the moment is that we deploy edtech solutions to schools, to government agencies, to ministries of education, and we also run trainings for educators. So we do that when we talk about edtech. But beyond that as well, we also run core tech training for young school leavers, for undergrads, for working class people on different tech parts. Talk about cybersecurity, data analysis, front end, back end, UI, UX. So we run training on that. But my own, if I'm to just rate myself now, say I'm an edtech specialist, and at the same time, I'm also a data analyst, because that's basically what I do. I'm a data analyst, and I'm the lead trainer at our edtech firm called Tech Prime Hub. Tech related content in Yoruba. So what about it? So I tell you, I just stood up from my seat September 2022, and I just said to myself, oh, let me start doing something. So I grabbed my mobile phone and then recorded a video, and I said, I'll be starting a tech tips. I'll be creating short videos online on tech using Yoruba. So I just put it out there and I said, oh, be on the lookout for that. And I received massive feedback from people saying, oh, we're waiting for you. We can't wait to see that. So by putting it down myself, putting it out rather, I made a commitment, because I knew if I refused to do that, maybe I wouldn't have started. But putting it out there and getting feedback from people gave me that morale. I had to just continue, because people are already expecting such videos. So I started creating videos. I started with just Excel, and later on I started doing a lot of things around AI tools, on PowerPoint, on Word, on Power BI, on SQL. So it now became like a general tech thing. But the core focus, because as a data analyst, is the Excel, the data analytics aspect of it, and the benefits of using indigenous language to share all these tech skills. I will just respond to this with some of the feedbacks and comment that I've received over several months that I started. I get prayers every day. Just check my comments and I'll be saying, oh, thank God for you. And it made a lot of sense to me now that I was able to hear it in my own Yoruba. UNESCO says so much about teaching, especially the young ones, using our indigenous language. Because if I am to sit down now and think about so many things, maybe I want to imagine things. I tell you, I'll be doing that in my head in Yoruba, not in English, because the translator is always there to convert whatever I'm thinking to English before I say it out or before I understand whatever I'm saying. So speaking directly to people in the language they understand without having to struggle with the English language first before understanding the core concepts, I think it helps a lot, because it's a language that you're familiar with. They understand it better. So there is no barrier of wanting to, first of all, translate it at the back of their mind to the Yoruba when it's coming in from English before they could understand it better. So I feel that it speaks directly to the people where they can relate with it better when it's spoken in the language that they understand. And I ensure that this is done in a fun, practical way, just precise, straight to the point, and make it something that they can easily relate with. So I feel teaching in our own indigenous language will go a long way to help, because this is the language that you're familiar with. They're not just learning English on one hand, and at the same time trying to understand instruction passed in English. That's like several hurdles to jump before understanding the core challenges. There are several challenges with sharing, teaching tech in Yoruba, because there are a lot of technical jargons that you need to break down to people. And you know what? Initially, I was like, oh, I had to just break everything down, look for the Yoruba meaning. But I found out that to an extent, that will be kind of counterproductive too, because when you're trying to say, oh, ila ibu, ila, you're talking about rows and column in Excel now. People understand rows and column better than ila ibu, or they call Yoruba or ila soro, So I used so at times I use some of the technical terms itself, but at the same time, I understand what it does. So it's not as if I'm trying to reinvent a word that's it's out there in English. I'm trying to bring it down home and translate it to Yoruba. It's not everybody that can easily relate with that. So I still use some of those English terms, but at the same time, teaching in Yoruba, it's not easy. It's a lot of work, because at times I want to share certain things with my friend and say, oh, I need you to help me. I need you to help me to translate this to Yoruba, the right word to use. And at times I just take it to my mom and say, because my mom is a Yoruba journalist, I'll say, Mom, can you help me just translate this to Yoruba before I could go ahead to record it? How do I engage with people on social media? It's a lot of work, really. When you get to respond to several messages inbox, respond to several comments on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, it's a lot of work. And at times some people would be like, oh, we've been sending messages and we are not getting feedback from you. And I'll be like, you know what, just calm down, I'm trying. So I get to do this a lot. I ensure that every day I dedicate ample time to respond to a lot of the feedbacks, a lot of the comments and questions. People ask questions, and I respond to them. I try to my very best to respond to the queries, the questions, the feedback. So measuring content effectiveness and audience engagement, this definitely is for us to be able to look at. For me personally now, I monitor the growth. Yes, especially as a data analyst, I don't just do that in theory or teach people how to be data analytics without practicing it myself. So I monitor the insights, I monitor the trends, I see how the videos are doing, how many views videos are getting, how many comment the videos are getting, and I try to get the trends on the type of videos that receive more attention. I look at the various content. So far, I could say that people get interested more in Excel videos. A lot of people use Excel, really, especially workers in different fields. So I get more feedback from people using Excel, and I get feedback from my Excel videos, from AI videos. A lot of people want to see how to leverage AI tools to help them do better and to be able to solve certain problems within a short period of definitely time. Support the use of indigenous language in our formal schools, primary, secondary, if possible, tertiary too. When we use our indigenous language to teach people, they tend to understand it better. That's just it. It's been tested here and there, and it's something that we can as well do too. And we can, even if we don't want to convert our conventional universities or secondary schools to this, we can always just create like maybe another school that we call Yoruba or Hausa or Igbo, so that all the instructions being passed around in such schools are done in indigenous language. If we don't want to just convert the regular formal school setting to that, we can create different places where people learn all these things. I think I'm in talks with different groups of people thinking of creating tech centers where all the tech skills are being taught in Yoruba, from front end to back end to whatever it's being taught in Yoruba. We want to teach people Python, you want to teach people all those programming languages, JavaScript. You want the instructor rather now to use Yoruba to to spice things up so that people can easily pick up and understand whatever they are teaching. So it's something that I also support as well. Future plan for me as an educator, as somebody that is creating content on social media, is to continue to do this and then continue to bring up new innovations. I put coincidentally, I put up a post yesterday. I put up a post yesterday on my social media, on my Telegram, because I created Telegram for people to be able to get updates real time. And I said, you know what, I'm starting something this month. I call it like Tech Clinic. I'll be on YouTube once a week for close to an hour, and people can join me live and ask questions. Not just questions. If they are struggling with one thing or the other in their office or one project they are working on, they can ask the question and we will all try to solve it during that Tech Clinic online. Maybe there are so many assignments you've been given, or there are tasks that you're struggling with and you need help. You can just keep it and share it a few days before the clinic. I'll receive lots of files and go through, and then we'll do that online so that people will be able to learn all these things. And beyond the 1 minute or 2 minute video that I normally create online, I've done long videos, and I intend to continue to do long videos too, that will help people learn like the full course, and also to create courses as well in Yoruba, beginners class in Excel, intermediate class, a master's class, or something around Power BI, or something around SQL, full course this time around in Yoruba and not just in English. So that is also in the pipeline, and like I said, I'm working with different organizations to set up tech hubs where the training will be done in Yoruba, the instruction will be passed in Yoruba. So that's another thing that I'm working on. Apart from that, so many other things in terms of what we do at Tech Prime, or we are adding other courses to the courses that we train people on, and we have online classes for students in and outside the country on data analytics, on Python, on advanced Python, on cybersecurity, that people can actually reach us and we'll be able to do that. So these are some of the things that I plan doing, and some other things that are still in the pipeline. I would say my final words, I thank you all for having me, and I just want to encourage people out there that yes, a lot of people have said so much about tech or AI replacing people in their various sector or work of life. I would say that it's not in all cases that technology will replace you, but it is a fact that those using technology and AI will replace people that are not thinking of using technology and AI. So why not just immerse yourself into the world of technology and learn one or two things to help you do your job better. I'm not saying everybody should be tech bro or tech sis. Everybody can learn programming and all that, but you are a secretary. What are the tools that you need that can help you perform your job better as a secretary? You are an accountant, you're a lawyer, you're a doctor, you're an engineer. What are those tools that can enable you do your job more efficiently? So leverage on these tools and you'll be a better person for it. So thank you again for having me. I'm Olalekan Adeeko.